Welcome to the Value Script podcast, where we bring value every episode for the everyday person. We are your hosts, Lonnie and Meredith Carmichael.
Here we go.
There we go.
Diving in.
So we were talking about ways that we survive the Thanksgiving holidays without losing our ever-loving minds.
So number one for us was boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to decide together what you can and can't do and to stick to that.
I think it's really difficult to balance all of the good activities that are available when it comes between your school schedule, your church schedule, your work schedule, your social calendar, and all of the well-intended activities to help bring meaning to this time of year. I think it's important to be cohesive with your spouse, your significant other, and create a calendar of what you can and can't do and what you want to and what you don't want to do, and have boundaries. Stick to that.
Perfect. I love it. Next one. Are there things that you can make ahead to prepare ahead rather than having to do so much on that day? Because there's a lot of things that you could make and then just throw in the oven to reheat. And
I would say too with that, preparing in advance, some of the things we do prepare in advance are pies, cookies, breads, fruit bread.
We do not make fruit bread. we don't do that.
My father-in-law loves him some fruit bread.
Does he?
He hates it.
I was like, really?
Did fruit bread get made at one point and now it's been like an ongoing joke or something?
Man, it must have. Or maybe in another country. It's really
we should look this up, but it has to go back to when, the Great Depression, when you didn't have much, so you threw everything you had into this bread recipe, you had a grape or two, you had a apricot, and you're just, you got the kitchen sink to make a basket. I mean, it has to come from something like that.
Yeah.
But, her father always says, it's like, you get it for Christmas, you can package it back up and you can give it to somebody else next Christmas. And it'll still be good. It's like, this stuff is just, it'll survive the nuclear war.
Right.
Gross.
But back to preparing in advance, one of my favorite things that you do really well is involving the kids in that preparation. We have a couple kids in particular that love to cook, and some that tolerate us being together in the kitchen. But everybody typically enjoys that time. And sometimes we'll have certain baking days or preparation days. Some of that's with cleaning, which we'll cover in a minute. But we try to make it as fun as possible. We put music on and try to have dance parties.
Music's a game changer in the kitchen. I don't know, it just lifts everyone's mood and makes it fun. And what's that channel? Italian
cooking music.
Italian cooking music on what? On
Pandora.
That is a fun thing to listen to because it's just happy and
we're at this amazing Italian restaurant in Hell's Kitchen in New York, and they were playing this music, and I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's just Pandora. It's Italian kitchen music," and it was just happy, fun. Italian music.
Nice. That's awesome.
Good. Okay, next one. Don't make yourself crazy trying to have your house perfectly clean because it's going to get destroyed that day. That's a hard one for me because I do. I overstress and all of that. But I remember going to Aunt Jerry's house and she was like, I didn't sweep my floors because they're just going to get trashed. And I was like, yeah, that's really true.
I don't know if we want to go off on this tangent or not, but it just made me think of times like this when our house is a certain level of organized most of the time, right? It's not always perfect, but it's not a mess either,
Well, you can tell just in the shot around you, it's a clean house.
Right. But sometimes before guests come over, or especially for events like this, we're super cleaning everything. And I'm like, what's the precedent we're setting? Are these people more important than our own kids?
Yeah.
Should we be setting this precedent every day for them? Or is this super precedental and we shouldn't be doing this for anybody? And we just need to maintain what's good and disciplined and orderly for our own home.
That's so true. I think the thing is too, trying to get everything clean all at once. That is a lot, where our kitchen will be clean in one moment, but the game room is not. And so when you have guests over and you want everything to be clean all at once,
So we do a thing at our house for Thanksgiving where all the women do the cooking in the beginning, and then after dinner, all the men do all the cleaning. So it's like after they get done eating, the women can go sit down and relax, and then the men just go in after. And so
That's
it's like
awesome.
we just have like, everybody's got a role.
So those kinds of ideas aren't welcome here, dude. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
It's like, yeah, we don't do that.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And you know what? We don't not do that. But typically what happens in our Thanksgiving is we eat, football's on, everybody takes a nap, and then usually grandma starts cleaning the kitchen.
All the women clean
And
the kitchen.
and then the guys feel guilty, like, we're just a bunch of lazy slobs here. We should go help our wives.
Yeah.
And then we come and like, hey, what can we do to help?
Hey, that was us for like 10 years. And then all of a sudden the women in their family were like, no,
Yeah.
you
We
guys
want to
come
take a
do
nap
this.
after
Yeah.
Well, my mom said when they were young, like all of the kids did all the dishes and
That's smart.
cleaned up,
Yeah.
which I think is fabulous. We need to do more of that too.
say,
Have
I might want to
have-
write that one down.
Might be a nice
Ownership,
precedent
right?
to set on that one. It might be number 6. Kids do the work.
Have the kids help.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody contributes to the meals. Number 4.
Yes. So since we host, we typically do like cook the turkeys, and I always do the gravy because it's hard to transport gravy, and plus you have all the drippings at your house.
Well,
from the
quite
turkeys
honestly,
anyway.
I don't really like to eat anyone else's turkey.
Are you biased to the gravy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can't do packet gravies.
Yeah, there was a mentor in our church one time, and he said, bread may be the staff of life, but gravy is life itself. And if you don't feel that way about the gravy you're putting on your turkey, you're doing it wrong.
But that's the best way to do a Thanksgiving meal. If you have a big group, just make assignments or just be like, hey, what do you want to bring? And then, it all comes together. And
So everybody has their designated thing that they're supposed to bring.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
My sister always brings rolls. Like,
Well, that kind of goes back to, having boundaries and preparing in advance too, like planning, okay, how do we want this monstrosity of a dinner to go? And, what do we want to have? And then whittle it down from there. Like your mom brings, most
Sweet
times
potatoes.
sweet potatoes. And so we have that, checked off, right? And your sister brings rolls. And so we know those items are going to be there. So who else needs to bring what else? And that way it all gets covered. And you don't have to really assign something somebody doesn't want to do. But hey, what are you willing to do? Hey, we need this. Okay. And then,
that makes it easy to host a big group because we have a lot of people that come.
Yeah.
well, and it's kind of nice too to have, everybody shows up and there's hot mashed potatoes that come in the door and there's hot, yams and there's, and that you have to have that. What's that? Cranberry puree, whatever.
Cranberry salad.
Yep.
No.
Oh,
Annie.
the fresh. Oh,
The stuff Annie makes that you have to
Annie
have to
makes
make your
this.
Thanksgiving.
I don't even know what to call it, but it's a block of cream cheese and then it's covered with this like fresh cranberries and it has jalapenos in it. And so it's just slightly spicy, but like just barely spicy, not like hot like salsa, and I think it might have a little cilantro and maybe some citrus. Freaking delicious.
Really?
You always got to have that.
You dip
She
Ritz
gets in
through it.
trouble if she doesn't make that.
Yeah, so that's her permanent assignment.
I don't know why, but it's like, to me, there's something exciting about when, so-and-so shows up to the house and then you can like smell what they're bringing and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me getting older. But
Well,
No, for real, it's the tradition and like the nostalgia of like this is what we always eat this
Yeah.
time of year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just fun.
I was going to say that smell brings back the memory of times past that were great.
yeah. Yeah. Because my grandma makes these caramel rolls that like her great grandma has made for horrible for you. Probably knocked 10 years off my life.
Sounds fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. And the number one thing that helps us preserve our sanity.
Wait, I thought we already did number one.
Oh, no, this is number
No,
one.
this is number one.
Number 5 is
This
number
is
1.
definitely number one. Well, this might be 5 on the list. Okay.
There we go.
I stand corrected. This is number 5 on the list, but this is number 1 of importance and why
Okay.
we saved the best for last.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Presentation's everything, right?
Yes.
I was so confused. Gotcha now.
Rent a bounce house.
Yes. Rent a bounce house. So especially we live in Arizona. The weather's beautiful and all of the kids are outside the whole time.
This doesn't hit for Montana.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't work so well.
What
Probably
about a
not.
small one in the living room?
Maybe.
But yeah, that's really great because the kids are entertained. They're not, playing in all the toys in the bedrooms and that.
Like
that's
when you're
really
talking
great.
when you're talking about your house getting trashed, your house is going to get trashed anyway. That helps our house get way less trashed
Yeah,
because we
Yeah,
have
for
they
sure.
have some external activity to do that's engaging and fairly safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone gets pulled out of there once a year, but
Oh, and my favorite part
there's
of that
been no
tradition-
permanent injuries.
The best part of that tradition too is that my mom and her two sisters always get in the bounce house.
Really?
And it is hilarious because
Really?
it's hard for them to get in and it's very hard for them to get out. But they go down the slides together. It's
I'm assuming this is
so
all
cute.
before food.
No,
This is
not
all
necessarily.
after.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
this is after.
Yeah,
for
it is.
sure.
It is before and after. I mean, they while we're doing prep and stuff, the kids go out there, but then we eat.
I got to ask, has
Yeah.
anybody ever thrown up in the bounce house?
No.
Really?
Nope.
I figure all that Thanksgiving food, then you get it jumping around. That
Right.
might be kind of dangerous.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Are kids gluttons like we are as adults?
Yeah,
Don't they just
no,
kind
it's
of
probably hard to get. It's hard to get kids to eat. They just want to go play.
typically eat what they're going to eat, and then when they're excited to have their cousins, they're not pounding a bunch of food.
I think almost number 5 would be get something that entertains the kids.
I was going to say, so what is that in Montana
Yeah.
where it's snowbound? Like, do you get
We just have things out for the kids, like whether it's puzzles, toys, activities, just keeps them busy while we're trying to clean up and get everything done, and where we can sit down, watch football, just relax.
Oh, the other thing with the bounce house is we have each family with kids contribute $20. So
Oh, that's
even
cool.
though we're hosting, we don't
Gotcha.
pay for all of it. And that's super easy, for each family to contribute a little bit so that it's not expensive for one person.
All right. Well, this is our top 5 list. We'd love to hear yours. Please share it with us in the comments below. And don't forget to do your part in sharing the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Clickety click. And we'll see you next time on another excellent episode of Value Script.